Hey everybody, happy hump day. Nice to see you all. Awesome. Let's get into this. We got a lot to discuss within an hour, and then I got to run back to the dentist. But soon all my teeth will be done. And I want to keep reminding you all, take care of your teeth. I know I sound like an old dude, but trust me, man, it changed my life once I got my teeth fixed. I know it's expensive, it's ridiculous, but it actually has made my life better. So anyway, I'm going to put that over here. And I want to say hi, everybody. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for helping this channel grow like mad. I don't know if you see it, but we're just doing such great work here. And I feel very proud of all of you for helping to create this space and helping to really get messages out there that need to get out there in the total fight against the crazy people. They're completely crazy. So I think today's topic is going to be very, very, very important to discuss. And but before that, I want to just shout everybody out. So if you're new here, I love to see where you're from. And I see Jenny, Tennessee's in the house. And if you just tell me where you're from, I'm going to shout you out. And then we're going to move forward to a great conversation. So I see Florida's in the house. I see Connecticut's in the house. I see Birmingham, England is in the house. Wow, it's so great. We have such a worldwide audience. I see Canada's in the house. Right on. Spokane, Washington's in the house. And Germany's in the house. You're going to be so surprised how many people from all over the world join us. It's in Oregon's in the house. Chicago's in the house. Sweden is in the house. Did I just see Israel's in the house? I think Iowa's in the house. Israel will be here if they're not. Arizona, Florida, Norway, Hamden, Connecticut's in the house. You guys are so awesome. New York City's in the house. We got another Iowa in the house. We got Toronto. We got Netherlands in the house. We got, wow, you guys. I just love you all so much. Thank you so much. Idaho, Utah. Idaho is another Idaho's in the house. My sister lives in Idaho, which is totally awesome. And, it means a lot to me that we have such a worldwide audience. I think it really shows that we're coming together. Maine, DC, Seattle, Washington, Texas, UK's in the house, Sarasota, Florida's in the house, Sweden's in the house, Quebec, Australia. You guys totally rule. You see this? Toronto's in the house. I've been to many of these places, by the way, just so you know. It's been, I've been very lucky to travel the world. Scallywags, PA is in the house. I've been very, very lucky to travel the world and to be to many of these places. Illinois is in the house, Mississippi's in the house, New Mexico's in the house, Pennsylvania's in the house. Let me tell you something. If you're new here, we have built a community, and I want you to know that. One of the things I think that we all, Houston's in the house, we pride ourselves on is a conversation. Now, that being said, I want to let you know that I don't deal with hate here. You'll be literally kicked out of the space. You're more than welcome to have an opposing opinion to me, because I'm obviously the main voice here, and you're completely allowed to push back on situations. We welcome that. We very much welcome that here. We love diversity. We love to have those talks about diversity. I'm a registered Democrat. I'm embarrassed to say it. I'll be honest with you. I'm embarrassed, but I am an old school liberal Democrat. We have a lot of Republicans in the house. Alabama's in the house too. We got, and I think what I want you all to know is we're showing that you can be from different political parties, from different ways of life, from different ways that you pretty much walk the world, and all of us can get along with each other. And that's always been really the main purpose and reason why I decided to do this, because I didn't want you to all think trans people are completely wingnut crazy people. And it was very important to me to start to build a platform where I'm willing to have conversation with you, because I just saw all these people representing. It's like, imagine if all you see is crazy Democrats out there, which pretty much we do, or all you see is Republicans who don't have the same idea. It's upsetting. And it's like, we can't just have one group of people represent us. That doesn't make any sense at all. It makes no sense at all. To me, I believe in actual real diversity. And I also really do believe in freedom of speech. Whatever that means to you, I believe you are entitled to have a different opinion than me. What I do not believe in is hate, intolerance, nastiness, shutting down conversation, telling me I can't say things because I'm old. Ageism. Wow, have I learned a lot about ageism since mostly since I became in my 60s. It actually exists, and people are just so apt to count you out if you are older, which I really don't understand that. I really just don't understand that, because to me, I was taught that the older generation is important in many spaces because you have lived life. And here's the hypocrisy of the LGBTQIAPP poo poo. Oh, lived experience matters. Oh, yeah. No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter to them in any way, shape, or form. Lived experience does not matter, because if it did matter, they would actually have conversation with people like me. Okay. They would actually want to sit down and hear my time in this space. Hey, Lizzie girl, thank you thank you so much for that. I'm going to read the, well, I got two here. I'll read them really quick. I got two super chats. So thank you guys. I do appreciate it. Hey, friend. Thank you so much, Wayne. Hey, Buck. I just got to say your beard is awesome. I trimmed it. Thank you. I trimmed it. It was getting out of control. And thank you for that. And then Lizzie Girl says, hey, Buck, I was wondering what program you use to screen capture for your reaction videos. Blair really inspired and helped me yesterday. I'm going to finally start making regular content. Oh, right on. Well, I use all different kinds of platforms. You can use StreamYard. This is a great program. If you go to the thing, you can click on it and then it'll send you to where you can get it. This is a great program here. I use it for streaming and for that. So good for you. The more of us that start to, and I'll get the rest of the super chats at the end, but the more of us that start to participate in our voices out there, the more that this is going to get. There's enough for all of us. I don't know if you all know, one of my favorite parts of doing these things is helping other people create. I've always been a person who likes to share. And why I think that is because of the word abundance. Okay. Think of this word abundance. We have so much. And why do you want to hold it all to yourself? And it's why really helping each other to build our channels. We all help each other. That's one of the things I really admire about a lot of other YouTubers, helping you, giving you information. So many people helped me do this way, Buck, do that way, and passing it on and helping other people build platforms to get their voices out there is very important in the way that we all build back to a space that you don't have to have $5 billion. You don't need it. Trust me. You don't need $5 billion. You're good with $1 million. You're actually good with $1 million. We've all become so greedy. Mine, nope. And this is, I think, the reason why we are in a space we are all in today. I think there's this idea that there's not enough. And I think there's this idea that it's all for me and me. We've become so narcissistic on so many levels. Me, about me. My surgery, my gender affirming space, my transness, trans is not an identity, people. I must keep pushing that in your ear. Trans is not an identity. Trans is an actual disorder. It is not normal for a person to want to be the other sex. I don't care what you say to me. This is not normal. When you have it, you have to figure out a way to walk the world so that you are not always feeling out of place. But to normalize trans and surgery is wackadoodle beyond belief. I am very upset at the fact that we are trying to normalize something called top surgery. Top surgery was always relegated to a very specific kind of person who went through a lot of therapy, because it's not normal to want to cut your breasts off. I don't care what you say to me. I did this 32 years ago. Sit down, kids. Sit down. Who's ever telling you it's normal to want to cut your breasts off, they are doing you a disservice. I, on the other hand, am not scared to tell you the truth. You've got to go through a lot of understanding why do I feel like I have to cut my breasts off, top surgery, why I have to masculinize myself in order to walk the world solid and forward. You also have to understand you are not changing your sex. Okay? You know, the minute we took sex and gender and separated them, that created a very, very, very dangerous space. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, well, Buck, they're two different things. Look, let me tell you something. You're right. I choose to have a gender of male, okay, of man. I want to be a man. I choose that gender, but I did not change my sex. But I'm old enough and mature enough and grounded enough and enough therapy to understand those two different things. But when we start to talk to a 16-year-old or a 13-year-old, that they know who they are and that they can separate, and that those two things are different. You can choose your gender, and then totally fucking with their heads and saying, oh, don't worry, you're a boy when you're really a girl. You're a boy. Do you know what's happening now? You're brainwashing this little child, 13, okay, to think as they get older and as they're injecting all the hormones and doing surgeries, because they are, and I'm going to show you them, somehow these kids are being told that they are changing their sex, because we have now made these things interchangeable when they should have always stayed one thing. Go get your driver's license. Go get your driver's license and look at it. On your driver's license or your passport or even your birth certificate, it has an F or an M there for a reason, because that's what you are. You're either F or you're M, okay? Those things cannot change ever. Magically, nope, doesn't happen. This did not change. I went and legally did it through a system. Guess what? I don't know if you all know this, but back when I did this, back in the day, when I did it, when it was a solid system, they made you live this way for a while. Then they made you bring notes from your doctors. Back then, we actually had great doctors who cared about us. And the doctor had to write a note, and you had to go into a thing, and then you had to go through a system, 1, 2, 3. By the time you finish getting to this space, you then get to get a note from your therapist and your surgeon stating that, yes, I think Buck has gender dysphoria. I have diagnosed him, blah, blah. He should be able to change his identification. Then you go into all the offices, passport, Social Security, all of them, and you give them that specific letter from the doctor and the therapist, and then you get to move forward. It's called a system for a reason. Y'all want systems with everything else. You want systems for immigration. You want systems to get boob jobs. You want systems to get a hysterectomy. You all want systems for other things. Why wouldn't you want systems for transitioning? Why? Why do you think that they knocked that system out? I'll tell you why. Why don't you tell me why? Go ahead and I'll pick a couple of you to reply to. I hate when my glasses get all smudgy. You know, why do you think they decided that they no longer need a system and that everyone knows who they are, including a 16-year-old who can go in and change their identification with you don't even need a doctor's letter anymore. You don't even need a certain amount of therapy anymore. You can just go in and change your identification. Well, one, to medicalize people for life, totally. Money, yep, like handbags, because it creates another system for money. You're all pretty much on it. It's money. This literally has turned into a monetary space. You think they care about those young people? Come on, man. Then you're going to say that they cared about those young people when they were giving them all that medicine for ADHD, right? Remember when they were just pumping them, or women back in the 60s where they were giving them some medication that then created birth defects. What's the name of that one? The pharmaceutical and medical world has always been doing this. They just found a new one to do. So I want to get into this. I want to get into indoctrination, control. You know it. You know it. But why would they indoctrinate? They're indoctrinating because now the insurance companies are also connected to it, right? Back when I did formaldehyde, thank you. Back when I did it, no insurance was part of this. None. You could not get insurance to pay for this. They considered this cosmetic surgery, which on some level it is, and why it needs to be in an adult space. The insurance did not pay for this. Though I do think on some level insurance should help us once we go through a system. I don't think you can just go and have top surgery because you think you are trans. That's ridiculous. So now I want to say to you this. We are making it so easy for a young person to get top surgery, okay? Let me tell you something about top surgery. I don't have any scars. I don't know if any of you have ever seen my topless photos. They're all over the internet, but you know, I had a business before this that I showed myself, and I have no issues with that. You can have issues with it, but I don't. But anyway, that being said, I made a huge effort because back in the day, we made a huge effort. We wanted to assimilate into the world so that when I took my shirt off and I walked in the beach or I walked in the gym or I walked anywhere, nobody can tell. I pass. We all know that. I pass. Even with my shirt off, I pass. I made a huge effort to build my body up, to build my chest up, to not have scars. They barely even did that kind of surgery that you're going to see when I show you here. That was actually considered a bad surgery, what I'm going to show you here. These were not considered trans top surgeries. I'm going to use a word that has been used in a way that it creeps me out, but it's on some level real. Mutilation. Some of this stuff looks like mutilation. It does not look like a surgeon cared for this young person and wanted to make what I got. My surgeon cared about me. My surgeon wanted to make a top surgery where I could walk the world as a man. So nobody would ever know I was trans. We didn't celebrate scars. We wanted to get rid of those scars. And most of us would never take our shirts off until those scars were taken away. I had a very specific surgery. I was one of the first people to have this specific surgery related to trans males like myself. It's called the keyhole incision, where they cut right underneath the areola. They take all the breast tissue out. This is how great my surgeon was. Pardon me. He left some of the breast tissue in so that it didn't do a concaved thing. And then he just said, dude, pump that chest. And I pumped my chest. And I was doing like 100 push-ups a day until I got like muscle. All of this is natural and all of it except for the surgery, but all the chest muscle, I built it up all myself. I had trans men back in the day who were so weird to me. They were like, Buck Angel has chest implants. He's a cheater. Like, what? No, I don't. But I've always been dealing with this sort of pushback from this trans community because for me, I want you to understand, I wanted to sculpt myself. I consider myself, I don't want to say a piece of art, but you understand what I'm saying? I wanted to sculpt myself in my own vision of masculinity. Okay. I mean, I consider myself very hyper masculine, if that makes sense. I really wanted to go to this masculine space. It was something I dreamed of being. Not in a sexual way, but in a way that said, I'm a man. I want to walk the world as a man. I took pride in building myself up that way. I work hard. I still do. I go to the gym daily. I eat well. I make myself focused on being this man so that me and you can be comfortable in the room together. You know, when I'm a very talkative person, you probably can tell that. And I walk my dog every morning up the mountain and I meet people and I talk. And I met this one person and we talked for a while. And, you know, now I told her that I'm a transsexual man. And she was like, wow. And then we were talking and she said to me, I always forget that you're a transsexual man. You're so male. Everything exudes from you that. And I said, that's a huge compliment. It's one of the biggest compliments you can give a transsexual person. Either you're so much like a woman or you're so much. That is something I dreamed of. I dreamed of being this person. Like that's nobody would ever be able to tell. Nobody. It's the highest of the compliments you can give a transsexual person. I would never know you used to be a woman. That is like you've achieved. I went to the moon. And today we have this idea that trans is what you're trying to achieve. So what does that mean? What does that mean, achieving trans? I don't want to achieve trans. Trans is a disorder. What are you looking to achieve? So we have been co-opted by the same people who always like to say you're co-opting. You can't wear that because you're co-opting somebody else's space. You can't wear that because the same people who use that co-opting bullshit have co-opted what trans is. They co-opted a mental disorder. So when now we have video games, people. Video games. I don't know how many people here today are in the video game space, but video games are a billion-dollar industry. Seems like everybody plays video games. Even my kiddo does. I can't seem to get into it unless it's like the race car ones. But other than that, I don't want to get sucked into it and then I'm 12 hours a day on the crazy PlayStation. It's easy, right? So however, okay, I see you all play Minecraft. Yeah, my kiddo plays that too. You know, I think there's a lot of so I don't play really. Christ Kitty plays. You guys all play. Yeah, great. I'm glad that you all play because now this is going to be relevant to you, not necessarily that you're all trans here. So we can come together in this discussion. Okay. So now there's this new game that was brought to my attention. I think it's mind-blowing what I'm going to tell you, but you can tell by the subject matter that I posted here. That's promoting top surgery for the character. So I guess you can get a character and then you get to make the character whoever you want, right? So let's say you're a man and you want to be a girl for a day, which I always think is awesome. Video games are fantasy. It's a fantasy. That's what a video game is. It's an actual fantasy. So you get to go in, you get to create your character, whoever, purple hair and 75 eyeballs and 5 arms and whatever you want else to be, a man or a woman or a non-binary. I have a little issue with the trans stuff. Yeah, it's an escape. It's a fantasy. It's not real. It's not real. It's based on fantasy. That's what it is. Top surgery is not a fantasy. Okay? And somebody brought this to my attention. Some gamer on X, well, I'll show you this, but he made a great statement. He said, video games are fantasy. Why are you putting surgery in a fantasy game with wizards and all? You wouldn't have to need surgery in a fantasy game. You could just wizard yourself into having no boobs, right? You don't need surgery in a fantasy game. It makes so much sense. So why are they putting gender affirming care surgery into fantasy? It doesn't make any sense other than, y'all know what I'm going to say here. Y'all know what I'm going to say. Indoctrination. Because now you have an opportunity. Yeah, it's a status symbol now. Now you have an opportunity to create your character as trans. Why would you do that? Why the hell would you create your character as trans when trans is a mental disorder? And why the hell would you give your character top surgery scars when you could just magically get rid of your boobs? And you could become a man in there. You don't need top surgery scars. No, top surgery didn't almost kill me. What almost killed me was long-term use of testosterone. That's what almost killed me. Seriously. Indoctrination, 100%. How can it not be indoctrination? You are now promoting gender affirming care in a fantasy land. What? What? That is indoctrination. So let me bring this up right here. Hold on here 1 second, friends. I'm going to share my screen with you, okay? Look at this. I want to share this with you. Okay. Hold on. Let me make it so it's bigger for you guys. I want it to be bigger for you. Hold on. Dang it. Hold on. Sorry. I'm so bad at this. Can you see this? That's better. How about that? So many blurred lines. You got it. So look at that. Dragon Age, the Veil Guard. I don't know anything about these games, but whatever. Character creator. So the character creator has option for top surgery scars. I mean, come on, people. That's not right. That is not right. That is indoctrination. That is so sick and totally weird. And I find it offensive beyond belief. I'm going to read a little bit of this to you. Look at, there's the picture of the doll with or not the character with top surgery scars. Okay. Now watch this. BioWare has allowed influencers and media outlets to showcase the game's character creator and is even woker than earlier reports about it, as it includes a feature to toggle on and off top surgery scars. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So you can toggle on and off. You know, this is real, people. Once you get these surgery scars, you can't toggle them on and off. So we're teaching kids this weird idea that you can toggle on and off your surgery scars. Back in July, it was revealed by Game Informer's Wesley LeBlanc, who previewed the character creator, revealed it had inclusivity at its heart. Inclusivity, there's that stupid word again. He wrote, at the heart of its inclusivity, Veilguard game director Corinne Bush, which I'll show you a little bit about this person, tells me before letting me guide her through creating my own character. He went on to reveal that the character creator allows players to choose between 4 different races. Okay. It also allows for a more detailed look at each and the ability to choose pronouns, she, her, he, him, they, them, separately from gender. Oh my God, you guys, come on. This is for kids. So here's the game director. You see this? Corinne Bush. Wait till I show you that person. Then it goes down to say, wait, there was one more thing I wanted to show you. One more thing I wanted to show you. It has been revealed by multiple YouTubers that the character creator does include pronouns and allows players to select man, woman, and non-binary. On top of this, it has been revealed that the character creator features an option to toggle. Let me see if this works. Hold on.
Top surgery scars are also included in this for all of our trans and non-binary rooks out there. I absolutely was blown away by this. It's beautiful to see the inclusion in the game and to see yourself represented in the game in this way is wonderful. So if you want your rook to sport the top surgery scars, you absolutely can. It is an option. So let's choose our class.
You're so barfy. You are so barfy. What are you talking about? What? So that's like a game. There's game people who do, like, I guess, reviews of the games, and this person is pushing the top surgery nonsense. Oh, it's so great. Inclusivity. What's so inclusive about top surgery scars? Do you guys see what I see? Do you see what I see? They are creating a group of humans, specifically girls, because girls are the ones who get top surgery, not boys, girls. So we are creating a large group of girls transitioning, some not even transitioning, by the way, some just claiming to be non-binary and getting top surgery scars so much that now they've created inclusivity in games to include these specific group of people with top surgery scars. I'm letting you think about it. I really want that to sink in. I really want that to sink in. And while that is sinking in, I am going to show you something here.
Hypertrophic scars. I want to share some.
Look at
I
this.
just had an appointment with my top surgery surgeon to talk about hypertrophic scars. I want to share some of the information that he told me about hypertrophic scars and also share my own personal journey with like having scars. You know, my top surgery was over 2 years ago, with scars aren't healing the best. First, it took a lot for me to make this appointment because I like to practice like a body acceptance attitude for myself and being like, you know.
Did you just hear what this person just said? It took a lot for them to do this because they like to practice body acceptance. What? Wait, what? Because if you were practicing body acceptance, you wouldn't have done this to your body. That's not body acceptance. It's dysphoria. And how much therapy do you think this young person went through before they decided to have, can you see the surgery scars that are never going to go away? Never going to go away. Never. So now they're teaching them to accept their body after the fact. Wait a minute here. None of that makes sense to me in any way, shape, or form. It is sad. I see you all sad. I'm triggered. I'm triggered. I'm disgusted. They are normalizing top surgery, scars. They are literally normalizing it. And these young people are going along with it. They're being gaslit that it's normal. Hold up. I have to show you something else. The fact that this person just said that makes zero sense to me. Okay. Yes, I did that, but I do not have that. I went through years and years of therapy as a 30-year-old human being who lived a long time with those boobs, okay? Strapped them, dealt with them, and I will be a gatekeeper. I don't care what anybody says. I will be a gatekeeper. It is not okay for a young person to do this to their body with no therapy, with no nothing, because they're not getting, let's just be real here. They're not. A surgeon doesn't even ask for a letter anymore. You can go in and have your boobs cut off because you know who you are, and then have these gigantic scars on you for your life. You can't go to the beach. Everyone's going to know you're trans now. Do you see what I'm trying to show you? They are trying to normalize this so that these kids can have these scars And it's like a badge of honor now. It's a badge of honor. So now when you walk on the beach, everyone knows you're trans. Whereas when I did it and you walked on the beach, you never wanted anyone to know you were trans. Do you see the difference? You can't normalize a mental disorder. It's not normal. F off, you freaks, for doing this to young people. Don't tell me this is normal, because I already know it's not. I know some people need this like I do. It's always been a very small group of us. Most of us grow out of it. Most of people know how to live with dysphoria without having to go through this. This should always be the last choice. They have flipped the narrative where now surgery is the first choice. It is mind-blowing to me. I'm going to show you. This is going to just blow your mind. Let me see if
this is.
Look at this. Look at this. I mean, I went on TikTok, just so you know, I went on TikTok to look for, it's not hard. It's not hard to find these kids. They're all over TikTok. Hundreds of them showing off their top surgery scars, talking about their top surgery scars, acting as if it's normal to have top surgery scars. It's insane. I'm going to keep telling you, a real good surgeon would never do this. A really good surgeon would not want to do this. Why are they doing this? Why are they acting like it's normal to have top surgery scars? There's so many reasons. It's pathetic.
All right, so we're going to do a little bit of a scar update. This
Look at those
is
scars.
what my scars are looking like now. They are still a little bit pink and a little bit raised, but I am very happy with them. The scar treatment that he is referring to was when I was getting steroid injections in my scar tissue. I do think that it helped flatten out a few of the spots as well.
Steroid injections into the scar tissue. Because, you know, if you do you know anything about scars? Everybody's different. Okay. Everybody's scar is different. I think it's called a keloid. You know, I don't really scar heavily. Some people, they get thick ass scars depending on how the surgeon cut you. Did they use a knife, a knife to cut their scalpel, or did they use a laser? Because a laser is thin and giving you less scarring. But guess what? Laser costs more money. So you think they want to do the more expensive one, or they want to do the cheaper one? Because there are some surgeons who are literally doing 3 to 5 of these a day. A day. How is this possible?
As well as helped with some of the sensation I was having. But I did decide to not continue them because they were really painful, and I was really tired of just being a patient all the time and always having doctor's appointments to go to. Yeah, that's what they look like. I'm happy with them. I'm not interested in making them any less visible or anything like that. I'm not.
Right there, they just said it. They are not interested in making them less visible. What? Why? Why wouldn't you want to make them less visible? Why? Why do you want them to show? What is it? Okay, I've got to say this. Do you all know the difference? Or do you all know what body modification is? Do you know what body modification is? There's a whole space out there called body modification. I was around it for many years early in my lifetime. Piercing, tattoos, cuttings, horns, fangs, making yourself look like the creepiest weirdo in the world. I was in that whole space. People get implants where they put horns, they cut their tongues, they cut their genitals, they tattoo themselves to look like a lizard. They put 3 boobs on. It's an actual real space. It's called body modification. That's what this is. This is body modification. modification. It's not trans. You see the difference? That's what I'm trying to tell you. These young people who are celebrating their scars are body modification people. They are not trans people. They're not the same thing. Anyone who has actual real gender dysphoria would never do this. Never. They never would do it. That's how I know. These kids are celebrating it. They want it. It's in video games. So now you have an opportunity in your character in the video game to get scars. If you look, let me show you one more time. I'm going to show you this one more time. Watch. Look at this. Wait, sorry. Let me scroll back up here, and I'm going to show you this. Do you see this? It's going to actually seal the deal for all of you. Look at this. What does that say right there? It says tattoos, scars, and paint. And with under that label of tattoos, scars, and paint is top surgery scars. That's body modification. It's even in it. They literally have it right there in the whole body modification space. They are marketing top surgery scars. It's a market. They've created a market to have young girls. Let's just be honest here. I don't care what you think. These are young girls. They have created a market for young girls to remove their breasts and get what they're calling top surgery scars. Look at this.
Liked by men? Dude, no.
Wait, hold on 1 second. You know what? I need to pull this down because because the audio, I'm not sure if there's a copyright. Watch this. Do you see those scars? Look at those scars. Just look. Take a minute. How is that transsexual top surgery? Yeah, they call it representation. How is that top surgery? That's not top surgery. Those are the thickest keloided scars. So some people scar heavy when you get cut, but I also believe it's the crappy surgeon. I also think they don't have any nipples. Do you notice that? They have no nipples. They have literally no nipples. Look, no nipples. No nipples. What? No nipples? Huge scars? I feel sorry for them too. I want you all to know that I'm not here being an a-hole. I don't want you to think that about me. I'm being a trampaw. I'm literally being a trampaw right now. I'm literally mad for them. I'm pissed off at the adults in the room. I'm pissed off at the medical association. I'm pissed off at the transgender community. I'm pissed off at this whole charade. I'm pissed off that these young girls are going to be scarred like this for the rest of their lives. I mean, I want to cry. I want to cry. There's nothing great about this. Nothing. Zero. None. Don't try it. Do not try to tell me what I'm doing is transphobic. Do not try to tell me what I'm doing is wrong. Do not try to tell me, oh, Buck, just because you did it, don't even try it. I will never shut up because guarantee right now, watch this in 5 years. Watch this in 5 years because what I'm going to say right now is going to come true. Every single one, maybe 99% of these young girls are going to be pissed off or going to be mutilated or going to wish they never did this or going to be like, wait a minute, what? How did this happen to me? Watch this in 5 years. I don't want to be right. You think I want to be right? But I am right. You can't tell me somebody who did this 32 years ago in a system that made me go through the system, that made me think about this, that said to me, you are removing your breasts, Buck. Do you understand? That is exactly what my surgeon said to me. You are removing your breast, Buck. Do you realize what that means? You will not be breastfeeding. You will never go back. He said that to me. Do you think they're saying that to these young people? No, they are not. They are affirming them. They are affirming their gender choice. Since when don't you have nipples? Since when don't human beings have nipples? Unless you have cancer or some messed up that happened to you. Since when don't you have nipples? And since when would a surgeon offer that to you? Unless the surgeon is a lazy a-hole who doesn't want to put the nipples back on, because if you didn't know this, the majority of the time, the nipples fall off because they're hard to reattach, and it takes a lot of care and a lot of aftercare, and you might have to go back, and it might be a situation. So, hey, guess what, kiddo? You don't need your nipples. I'm not bullshitting any of you. I'm not a bullshitter. And why should I, as an elder of this community, shut up? And why should I just let this happen to all these young, mostly girls? And why should this be okay? And why should we be celebrating in a video game? And why should we normalize this? Why should we normalize this? Tell me why. Tell me why we should normalize it. Look at this. You can't normalize that. It's not normal. It's sick. So back to this weird ass game. Back to this weird ass game that they're literally indoctrinating children. I got an email. Let me find that email. I don't think I should bring it up because it has their email address. But let me just say this here. This person, thank you, person. You know who you are, who sent me this. The title of the email says Dragon Age Veilguard video game with strong agenda. Then it says, hey, Trampa, I wonder if you would like to talk about the game called Dragon Age Veilguard. The game is propaganda machine with a strong emphasis on surgery scar, making it like a badge of honor. This is how I know about it. Also, they invalidate females as expected by making sure the players cannot even make the hips and chest big enough. This was sent to me. That's how I even know this is happening, you guys, because you guys are all so amazing and you send me these amazing emails. So I wonder, are you guys wondering who made this game? Are you wondering the kind of people who make these games? I am. I always wonder, who are the people who create these characters? So in the last part of the email, it says, here some of the links related to their game director's social media. And what do you think that means? What do you think the social media game director is? I'm going to give you all 2 guesses. Who do you think the game director is? I'm going to give you 2 guesses, and then I'm going to bring it right up here. You all know. You're not stupid. You all know. Hold on here. I'm going to share the screen with that. You all know. It's not gonna surprise you in any way. In any way is it not going to surprise you. Can you see that? Do you see that? That's the game director. A trans woman. An actual trans woman. And do you see this? You see this trans woman's ex? And her, him, they, whatever, pee pee poo poo. Their tweets are protected. You don't get to see anything. It's a private account. Same with their IG. Of course it is. Of course it is. I want to bring this to your attention, not because I hate trans women. I don't. I have a lot of trans women friends. You're offended. I hope I offend you. Why? I'm going to pose this question to all you out there. Why does it seem that the people who are creating these characters are all trans women? Why is a trans woman putting surgery scars for trans men, girls in a game? Why don't you stay in your lane, trans woman? Why don't you create things for trans women? Why are you creating things for young girls? You see what I mean? I'm telling you, there's something creepy going on here. There's something creepy going on. Why is it always trans women? So then this other psycho, so I posted this on X, right? I posted, what the heck's going on here? This is disgusting. And so, of course, what happens? Let me show you this. Crazy trans woman, crazy nut. This one, this crazy nut right here decides, you see this one right here? So I posted this on here, let me find this. I said, what the F? How is this even a thing? And then I showed the thing. And then this crazy trans woman right here, Bricky, writes, I'm sorry this hurt you so much, Buck. Maybe you'd also like to have all the alternative skin colors removed as well, so more people can feel excluded. I'm not sure if you can see my response, but I don't know if YouTube will not like that very much. You see that? I told her to go F herself. And then I called him a dude. And then I actually went and did a little research on this freak. I did a little research on this trans woman. Comes to find out, this trans woman also runs an organization to lure kids. I'm like, oh, groomer. You're a groomer. You're a total groomer, weirdo freak. Get out of my face. I told her to get out of my face. You effed with the wrong tranny, dude. I said that to her. Don't mess with me. I will take you to the moon and back and up and down, and you won't even know what hit you. Don't you dare talk to me like that. So then a black woman got in it, a black tomboy. She's awesome. And she was like totally backing me. What does race have to do with this? And I'm like, they always bring race into it. They always bring race into it. I'm like, yeah, what does race have to do with it? Oh, you're pulling the race. You're a white lady, a man, or whatever you are. I don't even know. You get out of my face, because they can't stand it. They can't stand the fact that here we are. You're a dude who wants to be a woman. Go for it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Go be a woman. But why are you making a big deal about it? And why are you even coming at me? Do not come at me. So just so you know, I'm not scared of any of these trans women activists. None. They better stay out of my way, because these are my community. These are young girls who are cutting their breasts off. Get out of here. You don't get to have the conversation. I'm so mad that we have trans women running these spaces who have no idea what it even means to be a trans man. I don't talk about trans women spaces. I never would. I don't know anything about being a trans woman. It's not my space. So I want to read some of these. I'm mad. As you see, I'm very mad at this. I'm mad at this whole thing. I'm mad at how they're indoctrinating young girls. I'm mad at how they're normalizing top surgery. I'm mad at the whole thing. And I'm not going to shut up. I'm not going to shut up. And I see in the corner of my eye, I think Seth is in the house. Hey, Seth, it's good to see you, buddy. I'll bring you on for a live, and we can all see how well you're doing in your see, look, Seth is in the house. And then we'll all ask Seth how he's doing. I think he's doing really great. It's good to see you, my friend. I'm happy that you're getting your career together. That's a real trans person right there. Right there. Totally has his head together, getting his shit together, moving on, doesn't live to be a trans man. It's all so embarrassing. So let me answer some of these real quick here. Thank you guys so much for all this. I do appreciate you guys very much. So, hey, Danny, listen to trans people. Yeah, that's right. Listen to trans people, except there's an exception to the rule there. It's hilarious. Osprey, thank you, friend. I appreciate that very much. Hey, Liz, I want sexualizing of children in all ways to stop. Pageant kids and trans kids, creeps, get off on these kids talking about their orientation and their, I know it's not that hard to see through. It's not. If you just, let me say something here real quick before I go to the next one. If you want to be a good ally, I appreciate that very much. But let me just say something here. Listen to your gut. Just listen to your gut. You're not stupid. And if you're feeling that being a good ally, you're being forced into saying trans women are women, but your gut is telling you no, that means no. It means you are a good ally because it means you're living in reality. I don't want allies just saying things. I don't want you saying black is blue and blue is black. I don't want that. That's going to actually make it worse. Trans women are not women. So if your gut is telling you, why am I doing this to be a good ally? You're not. You're being indoctrinated into a big lie. So I want you to know that. Listen to your gut. A good ally listens to their gut. And I will always be, right, HBIDGA standards of care. I mean, we need standards of care. They're just, we don't have any. We don't have any. They're a complete joke. You know what I mean? They're a total joke. Hi, Jessica. Just here to help fund the great work you're doing. Truth and reality must win the day. I believe you're the right side of history. Oh, Jessica, means a lot to me. All of you mean a lot to me. Showing up, helping me get my message out there. I'm not going to shut up. You care. You care, and I care about you. I care about the future of us, not of me. This isn't my agenda. This is living in the world with you. This is making sure these young girls don't do the wrong thing. And I'm calling them young girls because they are. And it's not a disrespectful space. If they grow up and they still need to have these things done, then we can move forward on that. But we need to start using the right language. These young girls are hurting and no one's hearing them. It is not normal for a 16-year-old to go cut her boobs off because somebody called her trans and now everything is fine. And in 5 years, she said, whoa, what did I do? Hey, Wayne, thank you so much. Dragon Age franchise actually isn't for kids, Buck. However, this is a slippery slope. I agree. And the rest of the franchise has never had this crap. I am very well aware of that, Wayne. First off, thank you for that. I'm very well aware it's not for kids. I have a kid. Do you think that my kid is just playing little games here and there? No. Most of the games I see are above age, and most of the kids are playing them. So I don't know what that means for kids. It doesn't matter to me. When a girl of 18 years old cuts her boobs off and has scars that thick for the rest of her life with no nipples, what are we talking about? We're not talking about this. We're not talking about an age thing. We're talking about a problem. And when we start to normalize top surgery scars, and guess what? You're probably a kid to me. I'm 62. So even if you're 30, you still are a kid to me. You understand what I'm saying? It's not that young people aren't playing this. A 16-year-old to you might not be a kid. A 16-year-old to me is a kid. And a 16-year-old can be influenced by the game showing top surgery scars as normal. I appreciate that very much. We're normalizing it. We can't normalize it. Explain. Thank you. Gamers boycotted Chinese games for genocide. Oh, wow. Well, thanks. We should boycott this game. We really should get the message. Thank you for that, friend. We should really get this message out there. I've been gatekeeping as much as I can. Well, doesn't matter. Gatekeep. I mean, it does matter. But what I mean is, that's right. The more of us that do this gatekeeping, the more of this stuff is going to get out there. Ellen, hi, friend. Top surgery scars, Auschwitz tattoos. I know. I know. I have no words for that. Thank you, friend. I know. Love you, Buck. Thank you. That's all. Thanks, watcher. That's sweet. Thank you, friend. Thank you. Christ Kitty says, who I'm going to be having on with an interview. Love you, Buck. See you Monday. Thank you, friend. You know, everybody, I got to leave. I got to run to the gym and then go to the dentist. I'm going to leave you all with this. Oh, wait. I want to leave this one last. Let's just have a little laugh. Let's have a little laugh. That was a rough.
Just said to me.
Wait. That was a rough one. So let's just have a little laugh because this is kind of funny. Okay, and then we're going to go. But here we go. This is.
On TikTok just said to me, and I quote,
Wait.
So a trans woman on TikTok just said to me, and I quote, bleaching your hair won't turn you into a white man. Girl, you don't want to play that game.
I mean, come on. How can we not laugh at that? That is so genius. It's genius. Hey, Seth. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that so much. Thank you, friend. Miss you all so much. Yes, I'd love to come on for a live or something. Keep supporting Buck and his channel. What he is doing is critical. Thank you, Seth. Everyone sends Seth love because he's really on his career path now, which is so awesome. And I love to see the young guys do that. So it's really great. So I love you guys very much. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys all on Wednesday. Thanks for supporting all the videos. I have a couple new really great interviews coming out. Thanks for supporting the podcast channel. It means a lot to me. The link is in the bio here. And with that, spread the word that this stuff has to stop. And the more of us that keep speaking up, the more of this stuff has to stop. And these young girls need to start to learn that transitioning is not the end all be all. Trans top surgery is not okay. It is something you do for your dysphoria, not because you're going through a little bit of a bump in your life and you don't like your boobs for a little while. Okay. That's very, very important. I'm not going to shut up. Thank you for supporting my voice. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for helping me get this out there. And I don't want to cry. I just feel like crying because it just saddens me so much I just picture those young girls with those scars. I can't get it out of my brain. So, you know, I'm just so sensitive around it all because I just feel like a huge mistake is happening. And that's it. So I love you guys. Thank you. I'll see you guys all on the next one.